Alright, yo, YouTube, what's the word? It's your boy TRZ Season back with another video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about why the black pill is low-key scary. Now, if you guys have been keeping up with my content, especially my YouTube shorts and my Instagram, stuff like that, you guys will notice. You guys will probably see I started a daily look smacking series. It's basically just me documenting what I'm doing to, improve my looks and improve my lifestyle in general, I'm trying to clear up my skin. I'm trying to get in better shape. All of that. But to be honest, if I'm being completely honest, bro, I don't really take it OD serious. Like, my version of looks maxing is just trying to clear up my skin and trying to get in better shape physically. That's my version of looks maxing. But if you look at all this other, looks maxing content, you'll see they're out here bone smashing, they're doing peptides, steroids, different types of substances, all of that, just to get the ideal look. I'm not really into that. The reason why I said, called it looks maxing, and what I'm trying to ascend like clavicular and stuff like that, is simply for the meme. It's simply for the troll. It's simply because it's the internet. But what I've noticed is that as a result of that content and posting that content, I've noticed that I've attracted a lot of the black pill side of the internet. And to be honest, that side of the internet, to me, is very scary. It's a very scary subset of human beings, because it's just filled with, in my opinion, depressed people. It's just filled with people that take life way too serious and that have lost all joy in living, and that put so much effort, so much stress, so much time into things that they can't control, rather than trying to live life and, be happy and, prosper and control the things that you can't control. They're so focused on things that they can't control. They're out here obsessing over genetics. They're obsessing over things, you know what I mean? They're obsessing over their looks. They're obsessing over everything. And, I agree on some aspects that they do say. I do think that looks are important. We all know about the halo effect. If we see someone that we deem as attractive, we are more than likely, subconsciously, whether we want to admit to or not, treat them better than a person that we may not deem as attractive. You know what I mean? To all my dudes out there, if you see a female and you see that she's attractive, you're more than likely going to off the bat treat her better than you would to a female that you don't deem as attractive. Vice versa, females are more likely to get with and treat better a guy that they deem attractive than the guy that they don't deem attractive. We've all seen this in the world. And like I said, whether we want to admit to it or not, this is simply how our subconscious mind works. And so I admit that looks are a very important aspect of life, but they're not the end all be all. You know what I mean? Your looks, you shouldn't base your entire personality off your looks. And that's what a lot of these black pill people do, and that's what a lot of these looks maxers do, and that's what a lot of people that consume this content are obsessed over. A lot of people think that if you just fix your looks, you will fix your entire life, when that's simply not the case. You see, a lot of people attribute looks to fixing your life because they don't realize the habits that they're implementing are what's actually fixing your life. You know what I mean? You have to be disciplined to fix your life. You have to be disciplined to go to the gym. You have to be disciplined to eat right. You have to be disciplined to sleep good, to drink enough water, all of that. And those aspects of building discipline are what's leading you to achieve better things in life. But it's not simply just your looks. Because how many people do you know, if you remember back in high school, they were just genetically, they had the genetics to look good, but they never did anything with it, because they didn't build the skill of building the discipline in order to achieve that. And at the end of the day, whether you're a 10 out of 10 or you're a 2 out of 10, bro, we all are able to change that, bro. It doesn't come down to strictly just looks. It doesn't come down to strictly just how you look, bro. You get what I'm saying? It's obviously important. We should all be taking care of ourselves, but that's not the end all be all. You have to work on building your personality as well. I know it's cliche to, say, hey, we should all work on building our personality and, building our character. But that's really what it is, bro. Because at the end of the day, your looks, your whatever, is simply just a simply gets you in the door, but what makes you stay in the door is what your personality is, what your character is. And a lot of these black pillars, a lot of these looks maxers, a lot of that are shallow human beings. So yes, they may be conventionally attractive. They may, you know what I mean, attract a lot of, you know, female attention. But why do you think they're always alone at the end of the day? How do they pull so many females, but they're alone at the end of the day? How do they, you know, attract a lot of people in general, but they never have any true friendships? Because they didn't focus on building their character. They only focus on building their outward appearance. Outward appearance gets you in the door, but character is what keeps you in the door, is what keeps you in the room. You know what I mean? It's what keeps you building strong relationships with people. Because at the end of the day, it's cool to have a high quantity of people that you know, but what's the point if you don't have any quality relationships? You know what I mean? And that goes for both friendships and in relationships with significant others. You know what I mean? And with a lot of these black pillars, it's scary, man, because they've given up on life. They care so much about aspects they can't control. You know what I mean? You see, because I'm a short guy. I'll admit it, I'm a very, very short guy. I'm like 4'9" without shoes. With shoes, you know, I might be 4'11", you know, I'm 5 foot. So I'm very, very short. And even then, I still haven't given up on life, because I know that although I can't control my height, there's a bunch of other stuff I could control, bro. I can control my looks. I can control my physical appearance. I can control all of that. You get what I'm saying? And so I haven't given up on life, bro. But I have people in my comments telling me I should. I have people, you know what I mean, as I'm posting, kind of telling me I should. And, you know, me, I don't really take this internet stuff serious. You know what I mean? I don't really take the internet stuff serious. What's it called? My bad. I'm recording this at work, and I got people staring at me because they think I'm psycho or whatever, but fuck it. You got to do what you got to do. But look, I got people telling me that I should just end it all. I got people just telling me that, you know, to give it up, to just hang it up. You feel me? But I refuse to give up, bro. I refuse to give up. Because at the end of the day, what's the point in living life if you're just going to give up? If you're just going to, you know, think about the outside factors and think about, you know what I'm saying, stuff that you can't control. I can't control my height, bro. I can't control my height. But you know what I can control? I can control, you know what I'm saying, my looks. To an extent, you know, there's certain stuff that are genetics, but for the most part, I can control my look. You know what I mean? I can eat right. I can get in better physical shape. You know what I mean? I could sleep good. I could get enough water. I could, you know, make sure my finances are in check. You know, I could grind for money. You know, I could start my content, start my business, all of that. You know what I mean? Those are things I control. And instead of focusing on things I can't control, like my height, I put all that energy into my work, bro. Into the different aspects of my life. Which is why I'm going so hard on this content stuff. And I still don't feel like I'm going hard. But, you know what I mean? I'm trying my best, bro. You know? And that's all I could do. That's all any of you guys should do, bro. You guys should not be focused on stuff that you can't control. Focus on what you can control. And don't let the black pill, you know, looks maxing content try to bring you down. Because that's all it's going to do. It's going to bring you down. It's going to force you to compare yourself to others. And it's going to, you know, get in your head and knock you off your grind. Bro, all I can say is, like I said, bro, the harsh reality is that looks do matter. Harsh reality is that there is certain stuff that, you know, you can't control. But also the reality is that the things that you can control, you should be doing your best to maximize those. And at the end of the day, life is never that serious. Life is never that deep. And don't give up, bro. I know it sounds cliche, Sesame Street, all Willy Wonka, you know what I mean? You know, all optimistic, whatever. But, bro, that's the only way we should all be living life, bro. This world has become so just dark, gloomy, and depressed, bro. It's honestly sad, to be honest, in my opinion. It's sad how depressed and dark the world has become. And I don't know if this is the proper word, nihilistic. I don't know if that's the proper word, but it's just so sad, bro. Like, bro, we should all be living life happy. But instead, everyone is so focused on stuff that they can't control. It's just crazy world we live in, man. Crazy world we live in. But I figured I'd make this video, let you guys, you know, share my opinion on the black pill and stuff. Like I said, I don't really care what people have to say, bro. At the end of the day, I'm getting impressions, I'm getting followers, I'm getting views, stuff like that. And for everyone that's, you know, talking crazy, I get DMs on the daily, I get comments, all of that, telling me to keep going, keep grinding, all of that. And so for every people that's hating, there's a million people that are showing love, you feel me? And so I'm gonna do my best, I'm gonna do me, I'm gonna keep posting. And yeah, like I said, bro, the internet is never that serious, life is never that serious, bro. Just keep grinding with a smile on your face, and just keep up the vibes, man. Keep up the vibes and all of that. So without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. All of it is TRZ season. Links will be in the description below. Make sure you guys follow that up. Like I said, content is getting posted daily, and long form videos are getting posted every Friday. So make sure you guys, you know, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all of that. Because like I said, bro, I'm pumping out this content. Whatever you guys want to see, make sure you guys leave it in the comment section down below. Anything you want me to share my opinion on, anything you want me to, you know, share my story on, let me know in the comment section down below. It's your boy TRZ season. I've done enough rambling. I'm about to clock into my minimum wage J word. And yeah, the black pill is scary, man. Don't dive too deep into it. Peace.